Tune in every Sunday to Educational Arts Music and Talk Radio's broadcast of Talk to the Author with the famous Dr. Mamie Smith, 5 till 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And remember, EAMT, the place to be.
This is Educational Arts Music and Talk Radio. EAMT, the place to be. Thank you for tuning in to another great show on Talk with the Author with your host, the famous Dr. Mamie Smith. And now, the famous Dr. Mamie Smith.
This is Talk to the Author with Dr. Mamie Smith, coming to you live on EAMT, the place to be.
We have another great show for you today.
Those of you who have followed Talk to the Author for a couple of years know that we talk with authors, musicians, ministers, and professionals from several walks of life. Today, we will deviate from that format and bring to you a show that reaches out to America and the world for peace, a peace that each one of us must embrace in order for that world to progress. I like the quote that says, if you want to change the world, begin with yourself. As we approach the Christmas season, many of us will listen to or sing a song with words that say, let there be peace on earth. And let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our Father, brothers, all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow. To take each moment, to live each moment with peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The Harlem Boys Choir can tell you this much better than I can.
Oh
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. This is the season for us to feel that peace. What is it? Let me begin by saying, I saw a sign today that read, "Learning to ignore things is one of the great paths to inner peace." The moment the impact of those words sank in, my spiritual consciousness said, "What? That cannot be true." To ignore means to overlook or pretend something does not exist. How does pretending something does not exist when you know it does bring inner peace? How is the person who wrote the sign defining inner peace? The word peace has many faces. One kind of peace is found at the expense of another's peace. Another defines it as that which is the opposite of war. And still another finds peace by sitting still or relaxing in bed. Finally, some people simply go along with the program, even when they do not believe in it, to find peace. None of these give peace. As you listen to this show, focus on a meaningful definition of peace for yourself. Webster defines peace as an undisturbed state of mind. Wikipedia says, inner peace is a state of being mentally and spiritually at peace, with enough knowledge and understanding to keep one strong in the face of discord or stress. Both definitions give us pause, but the second one seems to get closer to a sense of peace beyond the physical realm of thought. A peace developed not by things, but by inspiration and regeneration. The Dalai Lama says, "We can never obtain peace in the outer world until we make inner peace within ourselves." What does he mean by that statement? He's saying one's outer world is a reflection of his inner self. You say, "No, it isn't. I didn't tell America to go to war with Iraq, or I have nothing to do with the crime and murder in the world. I don't hurt anyone." All of that may be true, but your peace is not defined by what someone else does, but by what you do. Peace is a state of thought. If you allow your peace of mind to be disturbed by what someone else is doing, you have not mastered peace within yourself. The foundation of peace is the capacity to change thought so that your inner self is restful, calm, and you can say unequivocally, "Everything is all right." We will tackle how this is accomplished as this show progresses. Let's talk a little bit about Jesus. Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid." That's John 14:27. What is this peace Jesus is speaking of? How does one attain it? The world's peace is based on the world's opinions, rules, laws, likes and dislikes, which are changeable depending on the perception and place one resides. Culture, ethnicity, and religion are also deciding factors. Jesus was offering to mankind an unchangeable peace, one that remains intact while everything else is swirling around you. We get a glimpse of this by his second sentence. Let not your heart be troubled. The heart is one's core, the foundation of his being. Everything emanates from this core. This is not a human heart, but a spiritual discernment of heart, a divine state of thought, filling consciousness with love, joy, contentment, kindness, and grace. There is no room for anything else. So fear, bitterness, anger, greed, and all of the et ceteras of evil have no foothold. A troubled state of thought is derived from fear, fear of something or someone. Following the declaration of Jesus, one can be assured of lasting peace. That declaration has as its foundation love, the basis of Jesus' teaching. He said, "Love one another as I have loved you." Jesus loved the world. Jesus loved you. And Jesus loves me.
As it reads in John 3:16, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believeth in him shall not perish,